Well, hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode. I'm here up at the Jack Vines lookout, looking over the Loy Yang mine, just not far from my doorstep. So this is where they mine brown coal, here just outside of Traralgon, and over there you can see the AGL Loy Yang power station, and behind that there's another little power station tucked in there as well. So this is the backbone of our little economy here in Traralgon. So I've got plans to keep this going, I think, for another 8 to 10 years. And these guys are the biggest partner in a little charity that I started back in 2019. So they actually fund the bulk of it. So that's called the Little Village Project. And essentially what we do is we partner with schools in the local area, and the schools identify kids that are struggling with their learning or with attendance, or with anything that might be interfering with them engaging in school, and they choose supports and services and interventions that might help them, and the Little Village Project just pays for them. And that place has funded more than anyone else. So that's something to be proud of. But if you are watching this channel and you're interested in really cheap bikes, but you're also a millionaire and you want to donate, you're welcome to. I'll link a donation to the Little Village Project or to my website, and you can check it out. But one of the things I'm most proud of is that donations that come through, 100% of them goes to kids. Basically, goes to funding the supports and services and interventions for them. We don't skim any off the top. So it's not like those people you pass in shopping centres who, only 20% of it or whatever might get to where it needs to go. Because up until 18 months ago, I was still working in schools and looking these kids in the eyes. So anyway, I thought I might take you for a ride today because it's a beautiful day. It's going to get up to 30 degrees. It's 19 right now. Tomorrow and Tuesday, so today's Sunday, tomorrow and Tuesday are going to be 19 and 16 degrees, but we're expecting about 40 mil of rain. So probably not much chance for riding. But I'm going to take you through the power station, around the back to a place called Gormandale, and then to a town called Rosedale, and then I'll come back for a family birthday. Alright, I'll catch up with you guys on the road. So I've had a bit of luck in terms of moving everything forward and getting some of the issues with the bike fixed beyond the fuel gauge, the fuel sensor. I wrote a bit of a strongly worded letter to CFMOTO, and Andrew, who contacted me from there last time, got back to me pretty quickly and he was a bit devastated and apologetic that things hadn't worked out very well. And basically he committed just to getting everything sorted out. So the story is he's going to order in this big plastic part for me, this big fuel tank cover here, and a new set of driving lines, and has agreed to organise for a local company, a local bike repair shop, to fit them and repair the bike for me, just to save me some inconvenience. And I know that he's been thorough with this because one of my friends works at that motorbike repair shop and has been my little inside man, hearing about the conversations that he's been following up with. So this is what I like about Andrew. He's a man of his word and follows things up. And I think if people like him are to stick with CFMOTO, then it's only going to be good for the brand, because he seems genuinely interested in resolving my dramas with the bike, which has been really good. He was keen for me to try and restore my relationship with the CFMOTO dealership in Pakenham, given now that the two dealerships have merged. I sought some clarification about whether or not, like, the staffing situation there, and it turns out that the new motorbike dealership, although it's essentially it's the Agmoto people, they've retained some of the staff from Powerhouse, and I've had such a mixed bag of dealings with them. They like, the purchase of the top box was amazing. It's one of the best experiences I've had, because the fellow there essentially threw in the mounting plate for free and had already given me a discount on the box, and I was so appreciative of that I committed to getting my servicing done, and then the servicing was just such a bad experience, as was getting the fuel sensor replaced, or the fuel sender, or whatever you call it. It really left a foul taste in my mouth, and I thought, nah, life's too short to waste another dollar or another minute. If there was a local option that I could take, then I'd rather do that. So yeah, I'm really happy with the outcome, or hopefully I'll be really happy with the outcome, and getting the bike fixed and sorted. And yeah, to be honest, I've been looking at new bikes. Financially, with the position I'm in, with having to, with essentially being pushed out of my job with the primary school that I was working with, after I was in a coma and became incredibly unwell and had to take 3 months off work. I'm now in two jobs where my income isn't quite as good or as fixed or as stable, so you know, an accelerator then. So the truth is, I'm going to have to hold on to this bike for a bit longer, regardless of my feelings about it. And even if I was to move it on, I don't think I could move it on in good conscience if it wasn't 100% or as close to 100% as I could get it. So mechanically, I know it's been looked after. I've serviced it more frequently than needed. but I would hate to sell it on to someone with broken parts. So if I could get that fixed, I'd be more inclined to keep it, and I'd definitely feel better about moving it on to someone in good faith. So my feelings towards CFMOTO at the moment are a little bit better than what they were. My feelings about the bike are better than what they were. I'll still reserve being over the moon until the bike is fixed, but I feel like things are moving in the right direction, and just knowing that I don't have to go all the way down to Melbourne, or even all the way down to Pakenham, take another bloody day off work, it's just so good to know. I just wanted to update also about this helmet. I really enjoy it. Like, it's a good helmet. I do miss my shoey, which I'd have for about four years, I think, maybe 5 years. So it was especially comfortable. But this helmet was a good purchase. I thought there would be more buffeting from the peak, but there really isn't at all, especially with the high windscreen on. It's as quiet as the shoey, and I've just installed the XCOM 3 headset into it, which fits in there pretty nicely. It's yeah, integrated nicely into the helmet, and it's made by Senna, the same as the Shoei one that I had, so it still connects up pretty seamlessly with my wife's helmet, which hasn't had a bike land on it recently. So the helmet's comfortable, quiet. It feels safe because my cheeks are nice and squished up in it. The convenience of having the GoPro mount built in is just fantastic. I wish it was a MIPS helmet. I wish all helmets were MIPS helmets. But I think we'll get there eventually. But anyway, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this ride. Thanks for coming with me. Thanks for checking in. Sorry it's been a bit of a haphazard, disjointed video, but I just wanted to give you an update about where I've been, and I'll see you in the next one.